the years start coming and they don't stop 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 coming. One Piece was really good this week. Whoa, we're back already. This past week felt so much shorter than that last break week we had. We are eating good today. One Piece just keeps staying good. Oh my goodness, what a chapter! We have had 3 amazing chapters in a row. Is this a trend? Is this a trend? Oh, could it just keep being this good over and over and over and over again? Oda, please have that happen. Let's not dilly-dally this time around. Let's get right into it on chapter 60, called Luffy's Dream. A chapter where we do not learn Luffy's dream. This is the kind of chapter that a lot of people have been waiting for. A lot of different types of people are waiting for this specific chapter. Because one, this is a chapter that is almost completely just the Straw Hats on the ship just talking about the world and each other and stuff. It's great. It's so nice just seeing all the dynamics between all of the different crew members, and I feel like Oda was able to balance everyone pretty well. Everyone had their specific time to talk and their specific time to shine and say something witty or say something funny or say something important. I feel like Oda did justice for all of the characters in this chapter today. So, just like I said last week, the second that Luffy finds out that Vivi is missing and in trouble, he's gonna immediately say, we gotta go get her. We gotta go fix this. We gotta go figure this out. And what happened? Oh my gosh, exactly that happened. I initially thought that Sabo and Vivi were going to be together wherever they are after this incident. Like they had thought that Sabo had kidnapped Vivi or something like that, but maybe there was like a different case going on. Though, due to things happening later in the chapter, I don't think that Sabo and Vivi left Mary Joie together. We also got Caribou. We got our boy Caribou. We got our boy Caribou in the boat. Everyone was saying that in that crate, that Carrot was going to pop out and be like, hey, I'm joining the crew. It was actually me all along, Carrot. But no, it was Caribou, and that's better. Now, technically, in Wano, Luffy did promise Caribou that he could hitch a ride out of Wano once everything was over. So he doesn't actually need to be in hiding if Luffy keeps his promise. He probably could have just been like, hey, can I get a ride? And he probably would have done it. Except the rest of the crew would have been mad, but Luffy would have been like, no, but I promised him, though. I'm sure that will be mentioned later when he inevitably gets found out, but I don't know. I like Caribou. I like that he's here. Yeah, it's kind of hard to talk about like every specific line because there's just so many lines of dialogue between the cast members that if I tried to go and analyze every single thing that Sanji and Chopper and Nami said, that I would be here forever. And I don't think that we need that kind of analysis for this chapter, at least at the beginning part. Brook, however, did say something interesting about never knowing anyone to be discontent with how Alabasta's ruled. What do you know, Brook? Tell us things. What do you know, old man? Now, everyone wants to go and save Vivi, or find a way to save Vivi. Except for Zoro, of course, because Zoro is playing his voice of reason character in this chapter. He mentioned what I mentioned last week, how all of this kidnapping and disappearance stuff was similar to what happened with Ace at the end of Thriller Bark. I mentioned how Luffy said that, oh, we don't need to go help Ace. He can deal with it himself. He's got his own adventures and whatnot. And I feel like me and Zoro took this in completely different ways. He took this as saying, oh, don't worry about Vivi. Don't underestimate her. When the time comes and she really needs help, we'll be there for her, but she's probably fine for now. That's exactly what they said with Ace. And he died. That was the wrong thing for Luffy to say. He should have gone straight to Ace at that point in time. Or else maybe things would have happened and he wouldn't have died. Also, we learn very, very soon in this chapter that no, things aren't fine. That Vivi and Sabo are not holding their own against the people that are against them right now. So personally, I am more on the side of the rest of the Straw Hats, and I am not on the side of Zoro. But I think that I'm supposed to be on the side of Zoro, and most people are going to be on the side of Zoro, you know. A lot of this chapter is just Robin and the rest of the crew getting caught up with the rest of the world, you know, talking about the abolishment of the warlords and Cross Guild and all that. There's not much to analyze about it. It's just kind of important things that we needed to know that the rest of the crew knew. I guess Robin's not even going to mention Koby to Luffy. Maybe Robin doesn't know about Koby all that much, so he doesn't think that it would pertain to him. So I don't know, but he's not making a big fuss about Koby today. He definitely has his priorities on Sabo more than he does Koby. I liked when Luffy said that he had a real strict upbringing. He just wants to make sure that no one else has their freedoms taken the way he did, and that's why he thinks Sabo's innocent. I feel like Luffy, he's not very good at problem solving with his friends, but like emotionally, he kind of knows where all of his friends are at, and he can read the room better in like knowing what's in like people's hearts. Ain't that sappy? And then here's where we get Luffy casually mentioning what his dream is to the rest of the crew for the first time. There's a good amount to unpack here, but of course they did not actually say what Luffy's dream is. And a lot of people are going to be mad about that, but what were you expecting? We are definitely not going to know what Luffy's dream is until he achieves becoming the Pirate King. There's no way that we'll know beforehand because that will ruin the surprise. Once he becomes Pirate King, then we'll finally know why he needed to be Pirate King to achieve his dream. I feel like this chapter gave some hints onto what it is just out of the reactions of all the characters. It seems kind of half and half on how people reacted. Half of the crew was in shock and surprise, not with a smile on their face. And then the other half were laughing about it or, you know, like dumbfounded like Chopper. It looks like Brook, Frankie, and Chopper, the three probably goofiest and most childlike members of the crew, were the ones that cried and laughed at it. So I feel like that's important. One of the big theories around Luffy's dream is that he's going to have a big party, that he's going to invite everyone to one gigantic party. I'm wondering what this dream is that has half of them being dumbfounded and half of them laughing. It almost makes me think that this is what their reactions are going to be when they find the One Piece. I'm going to try and remember what all of these reactions are, and when they actually find the One Piece, you know, I think that obviously Luffy's going to laugh, but will they all laugh, or will some of them have these more shocked faces? Whatever this dream is, it's gotta be big, and what Usopp said, it's gotta be impossible to do. Like, what is something that only the Pirate King would be able to do, and also something that Roger at least tried to do? We now know that Luffy's dream and Roger's dream are the same dream because of Yamato confirming that. So I'm wondering if Roger actually achieved his dream before he died, and what that means. Like, if he did, and the dream is to have a big party or to eat all the meat in the world, then we would have known about that because of Roger doing that. I'm trying to think of why Roger would not have been able to do it, unless it's just because he got sick too quickly. Does Roger's dream have to do with why he showed up at the One Piece too early, or does him showing up too early just have to do with the One Piece itself? Now I'm second guessing. My head is spinning, y'all. My head is spinning with things. I like Luffy. Is Luffy on this page? Luffy's not on this page. Kaku is on this page. I love Kaku. Whatever it is, it's got to be meat related, right? It has to do with eating, whether it's a big banquet or a party and it involving just his crew or it involving everyone in the world. It's got to have something to do with meat because that's his thing. We also know, though, that Luffy takes people's dreams seriously. You know, whenever someone talks about them having a dream of doing something, he takes it very seriously and helps them out with that. So one of my ideas is of what Luffy's dream would be is that everyone's dream comes true. Now that I'm saying it out loud, it may be a little too sappy, but that was just my idea, is that his dream is to make everyone's dream come true. If Luffy's dream somehow coincided with achieving all of the dreams of the rest of the Straw Hats, you know, Chopper, you know, finding medicine that cures everything, finding the All Blue, becoming the best swordsman, mapping out the rest of the world. You know, if Luffy's specific dream had something to do with that, then that would be crazy. These are just all my ideas. I have no idea, and I have a feeling that we are not going to know until we straight up find the One Piece. Also, I'm just kind of mentioning this right now, but did we ever get an actual toast for Jinbei becoming a Straw Hat? Because before the raid on Onigashima, everyone was saying, oh, we're going to have a big party and we're going to toast our new Straw Hat Jinbei. But once we got to the big party at the end of Wano, he wasn't even there for the big party. Or no, actually, no one came to his party. Nobody came to Jinbei's birthday party. He was all there alone while everyone was outside. I feel like it's a little too late for us to have a big toast for Jinbei. If it needed to happen, it needed to happen this chapter. Because we've already got the plot starting at the end of this chapter, so there's no going back to that now. Robin says that she doesn't even have a clue on where to start looking for the final red poneglyph. Now, it would be very, very, very convenient if the literal next island that they went to happened to have the last road poneglyph on it. That would be very, very, very convenient. And I hope that doesn't happen. Now, though, on to the crazy stuff. This is one part of the chapter that I'm not so sure about, is about Sabo not having a transponder cell to Jameis Call. And the reason that they say it is because he's just desperate. Because as we find out, them tracing his position causes the death of an entire country. Just because Sabo was impatient and desperate and did not jam his signal, an entire island was wiped off the map. So this is not a good excuse for you, Sabo. You didn't do a good job here, bud. We find out that Sabo has been hiding in the Lelouja Kingdom, which turns out is a kind of a more important kingdom than we initially thought. This island was the island where Ace hung out in when he was looking for Blackbeard a long time ago. It is also the place that Peachbeard went to, and the revolutionaries had to come and kick him out. It is also the place where the king and princess that Sabo saved back in the Reverie are at. They even show up in this chapter. And if I wasn't researching that chapter from last week, that probably would have flown right by my head. But I saw those two and I was like, oh my gosh, I remember that princess in the submarine. Oh my goodness. It all interconnects. Now, we do find out here that Sabo did indeed not kill Cobra. I was wrong about that in my review 2 chapters ago. I was under the impression that he did it, but he had a good, weird reason for it. But it turns out it just wasn't true at all. Should have never distrusted him. Should have never distrusted Sabo. So it probably goes without saying that either the 5 elders or Eam were the ones that killed Cobra. But now I'm just still wondering, why did the government want to keep that a secret? Why did they try and attack Big News Morgan to not get this information out if it's not true. Usually, the world government is the one that is trying to suppress real information, but this time they were trying to suppress fake information, so I don't know. My only guess is that they knew that this type of news would make Sabo bigger and more important in the revolution, but that's all I can think of. Honestly, I don't know why. Now, right as Sabo was about to tell the revolutionaries about the existence of Eam, right as that was about to happen, Eam just decides to put a big ol' X on that island and make it disappear. This has got to be the biggest attack in all of One Piece that we are witnessing in this chapter. This has got to be the largest, most devastating attack that we have seen. Because of this, I'm pretty certain that Eam is going to be the final villain in One Piece. A lot of people think that it's going to be Blackbeard, and even though there's more of a personal rivalry between Luffy and Blackbeard, like when you have destruction like this has got to be there's got to be the end game. And plus, Eam killed a dog. Blackbeard, he's done a lot of bad things, but he's never killed a dog, as far as I know. So, you know, Eam, villain number one. Villain number one. At first, I thought this was just Eam's devil fruit or something, but now that I'm looking at it, something this big, I don't think a devil fruit can do. This has gotta be one of the ancient weapons. Now, we know it's not Poseidon, and we know that Pluton is still in Wano, so this is more than likely Uranus. We know that Pluton is something big that can destroy entire islands, so that's why it's got me double guessing. If Uranus can just do the exact same thing as Pluton, then I'm just like, okay, what's the difference? What is actually going on in this panel, though? Like, I see big beams of light coming down from the sky, reminding me of what happened in Skypiea with Enel, how he would just throw his divine interventions right down and just, you know. But then there's also like a big ball. I'm wondering if like it's still all going down and then there's like an explosion, or if the big ball that the entire island is engulfed in is something, is a different effect. I'm not really sure what exactly is going on. I'll have to wait for the anime to show me exactly how that works. But holy moly, is that crazy. Now, here's the deal. This is the biggest attack in all of One Piece. So how is Sabo going to live through this? Because there's no way that Sabo died from this. There's absolutely no way. So I'm wondering what excuse Oda has up his belt to say how Sabo survived this. Knowing Oda, knowing his track record, he's just probably going to be like, oh, he survived, he toughed it out. People are just tough in this world, you know? And I hope that's not the case because, you know, this is a big deal. This is a big attack. This destroyed an entire island. If we just have characters that can shrug an attack like this off, then that really brings it down. So hopefully they'll have a good reason. Maybe he was saved. Maybe he was teleported away. Maybe he was Kuma'd away. I don't know, but hopefully they have a good reasoning behind Sabo surviving this, and he doesn't just come back with a couple of band-aids on his face being like, oh man, what an attack, huh? Am I right, guys? Somehow, that's not the end of the chapter. It's still going. We're back to the Straw Hats. So after that huge fiasco, we go back to a lot of, like, honestly, lighthearted comedic stuff with the Straw Hats, which, hey, I'm down for. This whole part with them, you know, navigating through all of this crazy weather and finding random people in the middle of the ocean, it feels honestly a lot like how a lot of the filler stuff in the anime feels, and also a lot of the movies. Just be like, oh, we found random child in water. Very good. Onwards to our next adventure with child. That happens more times than you think in the One Piece movies and the filler in the animes. I'm not complaining, though. The part where Chopper just decided to walk out and immediately just goodbye, that made me laugh. That made me laugh pretty hard. He's just like, hey, what's all the commotion? Whoop! Are the Straw Hats going to where Lelouch once was, and the reason all of this weird weather stuff is going on is because of Eames' big attack? Or are they just also coincidentally going towards a place with crazy weather? The chapter makes it seem like they're going to where the remnants of where this kingdom was, but I'm not 100% on this. This is something that will need to be probably clarified, hopefully by next chapter. And so the chapter ends with them finding a girl in this giant tsunami hurricane thingy, and it's Jewelry Bonnie. Now, I'm excited for this. I think that we're done cutting in and out, seeing what's going on in the rest of the world. I feel like the next chapter is going to continue right off from where we ended with them finding Jewelry Bonnie. So I'm excited to see where she takes the crew from here. I'm pretty sure that Zoro is the only one that's ever interacted with Bonnie before, so this will be pretty new for the rest of the cast, so it won't be like a big familiarity type thing except for Zoro. I don't know, but I have a feeling that we could possibly get our next destination in this chapter. We could finally find out where the Straw Hats are going after Wano, and that in it of itself is very exciting. Maybe we'll actually see what actually happened at the Reverie, because we finally have someone in the story with the Straw Hats that was actually there at the events of the Reverie. So fingers crossed that we actually get the real answers this time. But that's about it for this review. I enjoyed this chapter. I think that the last chapter with Boa and Blackbeard, that's been my favorite out of the post-Wano chapters so far, but he has been on a hot streak, I do declare. Like, first Cross Guild, then Blackbeard and Boa, and then we get more stuff about M and Luffy's dream. I'm starting to think that this could be just what One Piece is like for till the end of the series. I'm so glad I started making these. I've been having a lot of fun making these, especially this week, because we got the chapter a lot earlier this week, so the time in between wasn't that bad. Those break weeks, ooh, those are tough on me, but this is a little better. This feels a little better for sure. What do y'all think, though? What do y'all think Luffy's dream is? What do y'all think is going to happen next chapter? How do you think Sabo is going to get out of this situation? Let me know in the comments. Tell me how wrong I am. I love it. I love criticism. I love it so much. And if you're over here watching this and you don't read One Piece and you're just here for my Twitch stream or my Discord or for my friend group or something, shame on you. Don't. Go read One Piece from start to finish. Don't watch these until you're caught up. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. All right, with that, I'm going to head out. I will see y'all next week with another chapter review, and I hope y'all have a good one, I do declare.